Listen, let me share something with you, that I've come to understand if you're open to receive it. Never tell someone one day you'll get it. In conversations, especially when discussing like complex or deeply held beliefs, it can be tempting to tell somebody one day you'll get it. But this phrase is often meant to like really reassure or to inspire hope that given enough time and experience, the other person will come to understand your point of view. But however, this sentiment is fundamentally flawed and is actually dismissive for several reasons. And I'm going to tell you. The first one is the myth of universal understanding. Now, let's assume that everyone will eventually reach the same level of understanding. This actually ignores a vast diversity of human experiences and their cognitive development. People come from different backgrounds, they come from different cultures, and even educational systems. Now, these factors, they shape their perspectives and their understanding of the world. So what seems obvious to one person may be entirely obscure to another. So, and not because of like a lack of intelligence, but because of a different frame of reference. So you see how that can come into play. But the second reason is the limits of personal growth. Now, not everyone will grow to the same level of understanding in their lifetime. Some people will die with the same understanding that they have. Some people may never grasp certain concepts, not due to a lack of effort, but because their cognitive and emotional capacities are different. Intellectual humility requires us to accept that our own perspective is not universally attainable or desirable for everyone, for that matter. But another reason is the reality of cognitive dissonance. Some individuals are deeply entrenched in their beliefs and they aren't, they're just determined not to understand opposing viewpoints. This is often due to cognitive dissonance, where conflicting information causes discomfort. And that, leads people to feel or to reject new information to protect their own existing beliefs. Now, this psychological defense mechanism, it means that no amount of explanation or time will change their perspective. The fourth reason is the role of confirmation bias. Now, confirmation bias leads people to favor information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs, and they'll dismiss information that contradicts, that information or contradicts them. So when you tell someone one day you'll get it, you are disregarding their cognitive biases and the selective nature of human perception. And changing deeply held beliefs often requires more than just time. It requires a willingness to be open-minded and to confront uncomfortable truths, which not everyone is sincerely prepared to do. So let's go to number 5 now. Number 5 is respecting individual journeys. Every person's journey of learning, growth, and evolution is unique. While some people may reach profound levels of understanding and wisdom, others may not. This variance is just a natural part of the human experience. It is important to respect where each person is on their path without assuming they will eventually reach the same conclusions that you have. And lastly, letting go of the need to change others. This is something really I hold dear. This is something that I had to myself really get into. But ultimately, it is not your responsibility to ensure that others come to understand your perspective. Each person is responsible for their own growth and development. By focusing on your own journey and allowing others the space to focus on theirs, you foster a more accepting and compassionate environment. Again, this is something I'm still working through myself. So, saying one day you'll get it can be dismissive and condescending at best. It fails to recognize the complexity of human understanding and the individual differences in learning and perception. So instead of focusing on changing others, we should aim to understand and respect their perspectives, even if they differ significantly from our own. This approach not only fosters better communication, but it also promotes a more inclusive and empathetic worldview. Let's embrace the diversity of thought and experience, knowing that each person's journey is their own to navigate. Thank you for listening.